We all know that man is mortal, be it animal or human. We all have to die one day. Will it be possible for any human or living being to cheat death? Can science ever progress enough to revive dead humans? Or turning them immortal? You might be surprised to know that an American company is already working on this project. Example, they are working hard on the formula to cheat death. Once again, welcome to the Rugged Capitalist videos. Viewers, the way designing an airplane is called aeronautics, designing electronics devices as electronics, and designing robots is robotics. Similarly, the field of preserving dead bodies in hopes of resurrecting them is called cryonics. Experts are very hopeful that after 50 or 70 years medical science will be so advanced that it will prevent people from dying, or even resurrect dead people. So far, the people who wish to be resurrected after death and have enough faith in medical science for them, there is a company named Alcor based in Scottsdale, Arizona. From the outside, it seems to be a pretty normal office. But at the center of the building, the scene is kind of strange. There are 300 dead bodies in these big steaming containers made of steel. Also, 33 pet animals were frozen here in hopes of their resurrection. Her death is not seen as we normally do. Rather, Alcor's team believes that they are also normal people, just that their hearts do not beat and they are sleeping for a long period. Apart from that, every part of their body is in perfect condition. We can also say that time has stopped for these 300 people for several decades. If medical science can resurrect then after 70 years, then they will be resurrected in the future, as we have seen in science fiction movies like A Time Machine or Time Travel. The temperature inside these containers is colder than the world's coolest place, Antarctica. The temperature inside this container filled with liquid nitrogen is minus 196 degrees Celsius, which is being controlled 24/7 by computer. And backup generators are there in case of a power outage. A big container contains 4 full body patients and 5 neuro patients. For example, patients whose heads are only preserved. Yes, this small container is designed only to freeze the head and face. Out of 300, 116 patients have decided to freeze their heads, in which their and all the data and memory inside them are 100% safe. Cryonics researchers believe that when they will be resurrected, their face and brain will be their own, but their other body parts will be artificial. They will remember everything prior to their death, and they will be able to use their brain as normal human beings do. Their artificial body will receive the signal from their brain, and their artificial heart will pump the blood as a real heart does. But the question is how all these will be possible. Cryonics is not as simple as it seems. Just putting the body into the liquid nitrogen will not work. Rather, it is a full process and very costly. It costs $2,020,000 to cryoprotect the full body, and one has to pay $80,000 before death for cryoprotecting the head. After accepting the conditions, when all the documentation is completed, then the patient's name is added to Alcor's waiting list. That means the doctors at Alcor started waiting for the patient to die. A remote team of doctors who are always on call for 24 hours. When they got to know the patient is about to die, they start doing their special arrangements in the hospital. The patient is brought to Alcor's facility within half an hour of their death, and the procedure for cryoprotection is immediately started. Experts believe that the faster this process is started after their death, the chances of their resurrection increase. But what is that process which is very important for life after death? After death, the heart stops, and thus the blood flow in the veins also stops. When the blood supply doesn't reach different organs one by one, these organs started failing. From death to the start of the cryoprotection process, it is important to keep the blood flow intact in the patient's body, so that brain and other organs keep receiving blood. For that reason, a mechanical pump is fitted to the patient's chest, which artificially pumps blood to their body parts. But this doesn't end here. After that, the real action begins in the operating room. Here, all the blood is drawn out of the patient's body, and a special chemical is induced instead of that blood. Now, it is important to note that the human body constitutes 60% of water. So if it comes in contact with liquid nitrogen, then the water inside the cells of the body will become crystals, and the body cells would break, and it would not be possible to repair them. Doctors at Alcor believe that to protect patients' bodies, an antifreeze liquid is inserted in their veins, and gradually the body temperature is dropped. Normal water's freezing point is 0 degrees Celsius, whereas for antifreeze liquid, it's negative 100 degrees Celsius. The benefit is that when the body's temperature is dropped, the organs freezes before this antifreeze liquid. And a point comes when the body becomes solid as a rock. And at that point, the body is put inside the liquid nitrogen tank where it can remain preserved forever at negative 196 degrees Celsius. It takes doctors 12 hours to cryoprotect the whole body. And for patients who have chosen just to preserve their head for them, doctors perform 6 hours of the procedure. After cryoprotects the brain, it is also put inside the nitrogen tank. While passing through these steaming containers, it feels like you are passing through a graveyard. It is very hard to believe that with help of new technology they might be brought back to life again. Patients' photos. Family will be able to visit them regularly. Among the patients is Anita Riskin from California. Anita had cancer in a different part of the body, and she knew she is not going to live for a long time. Therefore, in hopes of reviving herself, she registered herself up with Alcor while she was alive. She gave a lot of TV interviews in her final days and was also permitted to shoot the cryonic procedure that are going to be performed upon her. Anita's husband, who remained by her side till the end too, has registered himself with Alcor, with the hopes that someday he will be able to meet his partner in this world. Viewers, we have seen the concept of cryonics in science fiction movies like Captain America and Star Wars. But is science fiction becoming reality or not? Tell me your thoughts about this in the comment section. Thanks for watching and supporting. Subscribe to our channel Rugged Capitalist and we'll meet you